she has her Padme moment.
You shouldn't have this. Yeah, she has her Padme moment. Like, you're going down a path I can't follow. Oh my god, you know how Anakin, like, chokes Padme in this
Yeah,
scene?
that's what I was
The
getting.
way he puts the sword up to her throat is literally that. Oh my god.
There's choking?
Yes.
Hello. Oh my gosh, yeah, the choking. Breaks my heart every
Oh
time.
my god, I didn't know this.
Okay, well, listeners, we're going to be doing episodes 1 to 3 of Star Wars.
Oh god.
Come and see it on Romance and Monsters. Right off the bat, that was bad.
Oh my god.
Hello, everyone. Welcome back to Romance and Monsters. I'm Em,
Hi, I'm S.
I'm Seff.
and today we have the second to last part in our Love Between Fairy and Devil deep dive. So today we're going to focus our discussion on episodes 25 to 30. Whoa. Okay.
How were those episodes, guys? Like,
I have to say a lot of confusion at times. for me.
yes, I agree.
There's some things that I'm hoping you guys can explain to me, because I was like, huh?
I will try.
I won't promise anything because who knows.
What episode are you at, S? Are you
I
still
stopped at 30.
Okay, me too. You went past that? Seth?
Yeah, I did.
Okay.
You couldn't handle
Did
waiting?
you finish?
I couldn't. No, I didn't finish. I think I stopped at 32 or something.
Okay, well, hopefully you can clear some things up. Because, like, some things I was confused, but then it was later explained, and I was like, oh, okay. So it was, like, temporary confusion.
Mm-hmm.
But especially with episode 30, which we can talk about it when we
Right.
get there, there's, like, stuff that I'm like, huh? What is going on here? Anywho, all right, so let's dive into it. Make this short, hopefully. We'll see. Episode 25.
Okay, I can start off. So the episode's basically both Shinsong and Lanhua are like both really jealous and sad because they think the other wants to be with other people. And we also have the fairy, is it? I always get her name wrong. Dayan,
I think.
is back, and she is sad because she doesn't want
Right.
Chong Hong's soul to be scattered like in the wind if he doesn't fulfill his hardship. And just shit hits the fan in this episode, guys. I don't even know where to go. Like,
Right. It's very tense from the start.
right.
Ron Hao reveals to Lanhua that everything Chong Hong did was for her
Yes.
because he loves her, and that's like an important thing just because at this point she's pretty like convinced of her own feelings for Chinsong. She's very like, no, this is what I want, this is the man that I love. But then here comes Ron Hao being like, well, this man that you used to be in love with or thought you were in love with has done everything for you. And I was
Right.
like, now is not the time. Now is really not the time.
No, she's made her mind up.
Yeah. And then he basically accuses her, saying that it's her fault that his life is at risk. And I'm like, whoa, man.
Yeah.
That's going a little too far.
Did he say
I
that?
feel like.
Really?
He
Yeah,
basically,
he literally
yeah.
said that. He's like, everything is going wrong right now, and it's because of you. It's your
Yeah.
fault.
What a dick.
I'm like, dude.
And your man still plans to, destroy all of fairies, and he's been lying to you. Like, he's gonna kill them all.
Yeah, and so they ask her to poison Shinsong again,
Mhm.
to make him like weaker, so that they can like attack and while he's incapacitated, basically. And it's terrible. And then the double wedding fucking happens.
Double wedding. Although it was over like really quickly, I didn't even know what happened until I was like, oh wait, they're married.
Yeah. Yeah, they basically just walked over this like horse saddle. I think it's like a custom.
Yeah.
Of the mortal world where you have to do that. There was,
but they didn't make a big deal about it. So then I was
no,
like,
they really didn't.
Yeah, so I was like, oh shoot, they're married.
I feel like I missed that because I don't remember them getting married.
They literally, well, they were dressed in red. They were dressed in red, and then they walked over this saddle. And then basically it jumps to the reception afterwards. And then from there, it jumps to, like, the moment where the bride and the groom meet in the room by themselves. And, like, the bride is supposed to be, like, hidden away under a veil. And then, like, she takes the veil off and then they see each other.
And that's when they realized that they were switched.
The confusion. Okay.
Yeah, that's when, yeah.
Okay, I remember that.
So, anywho, the double wedding happens, but at this point, literally, they showed us the exact same images that we've been seeing since the beginning of the show. That's why I think we were all like, it happened? Because it's like, we've been seeing this. Anyways, so Lanhua is basically preparing to betray him.
But she doesn't right away. She wants to hear him clear up some things. And she's giving him a chance to, like, change his mind and actually confide in her.
Well, right. He's pouring his little heart out to her in this scene. He's like, oh, I feel like I got married today. Basically saying, like, he feels like he got married to her, obviously. Like, he's all, like, lovey-dovey. And here she is, like, sitting in silence with tears in her eyes. Because, like, she's thinking about what she has to do. And so, like you said, she gives him a final chance to tell the truth. She's like, tell me the truth. Why are you in the mortal world? And he still lies. And she's like, listen, I know you just lied to me because now I know the truth.
Mm-hmm.
And this won't do. And so he goes to grab, she pours the tea that's poisoned, and then, or the drink. I don't think it's tea.
It's something. But yeah.
It's something. And he goes to drink it, and right before he does, what does she do?
She stops him.
What? Right. Yeah, she can't. She just can't betray him. Not anymore. She's done it so many times before, but not anymore.
It's because she's in love.
I know.
Yeah. However, what happened?
Rong Hao had basically a fail-safe, and she dropped a pearl or a jewel or something as she was getting ready for her wedding to Chong Hong, and he kind of put the dark spirit in there, the dark magic, evil, whatever, and it releases its evilness.
This, like, evil spirit
yes.
thing. Yeah.
Because she did have it on her at the wedding in her crown or her headpiece.
Yeah, and she realizes that. So she's trying to protect him, trying to tell him, stay away, so that it doesn't, like, affect him. Instead, what was this plan? Like, this is another thing that was a little, like, confusing to me. I was like, so obviously, from my understanding, that, like, evil spirit thing, whatever it was supposed to go into him. Or was it always supposed to go into the goddess, the reincarnated goddess, the way it did, and for her to then kill him? Like, I was a little confused on that front. If it went to who it was supposed to, or if it hit someone else.
Yeah, I don't see Rong Hao putting his mentor or his master in that position. I don't think he would have done that. I don't think that was on purpose.
Okay, so you think that was a mistake. That was like...
It just rebounded, and it did something else.
That makes sense.
And what did it do? Because someone died.
Yeah, well, it possessed the chitty woman reincarnation, and she kills the human incarnation of Chong Hong as he tries to save the fairy Diane,
I think. Which I was troubled at this moment in time, let me tell you that much. I was like, oh my god, is my man Chong Hong just dead like that? Because from what we knew, he hadn't completed his not tribulations, what are they called? His hardships, which would allow him to be able to, go back to his fae self and, like, reincarnate or whatever. we thought he hadn't. So I was like, oh my god, are they literally just fucking killing my man like that?
Because it was so, like...
Episode 25.
Yeah, it felt pretty final.
Yeah.
Yeah, it did.
Yeah.
He ain't, though. But,
no, he ain't dead. And you know why? It's because he did complete his hardship. And his hardship was to die protecting the people he loves.
Oh, so noble.
And so he made it back to the fairy world.
And that's Diane.
I thought that was so cute. But I mean, like...
It was. You know what? I really ship them. I really do.
I do too. And I hope he just, like, wakes up and realizes.
Yeah. But because it's such a good dynamic, because it's like she's obviously pined after him for centuries, if not like thousands of years.
Exactly.
But he had no idea, and obviously this tells us that he has feelings for her, whether he's, you know, aware of them or not. I think right now he's too blinded by everything else that's going on to like realize that someone has always been by his side. Especially in the mortal world, you know, obviously, like, she followed him there because she wanted to be with him.
Yeah.
Unless it was a platonic love. I don't know.
I don't know. But then it's so painful as well from her perspective, because she realizes that she hears about, like, what his prophecy or whatever was, and realizes that he had to die for someone he loved and that was her. And yet she's still like, but that isn't me. That's Lan Hua.
Yeah.
So like she's so used to him not liking her in that way that when she has like some kind of proof that he does care to some degree,
to some extent, yeah.
she's just like brushing it off as if it's like, oh, that's a mistake or something. That must mean something else.
Yeah, because I don't know. I guess we haven't seen much of them in these episodes, but it was never really followed up. Like they never talked about any of like that. Like the reason why he was able to come back, like, was because he did feel love for her in some capacity.
Yeah. So episode 26.
Oh no, well we didn't talk about what happened with Tai Su and Shinsung was about to die. Remember? She was the chitty woman was coming to kill him.
Right.
Being possessed, and then what happens to our girl Lan Hua? What happens? What does she do?
She protects the devil. She gets in front of him, right? If I remember correctly. And she does like this little thing with her hands, and like her eyes like go all bright. And she has like a green aura.
And her goddess powers unlock.
Yeah.
She powered up.
She did. When her man was in trouble.
Or leveled up. Yeah.
Yeah.
So basically, I mean, that was my first note for episode 26.
Oh, okay,
It was basically, she is the goddess of what? Because this means something. So what is she? Who is she?
Well, she's the goddess, like we talked about last episode. She's the goddess of Shishan?
Sure.
She's the goddess that Chang Hong is supposed to marry, that went missing when all her people died.
That's what she is, right? Like, is that who's he's been pining for years?
Yeah. So it makes sense as to why, like, in his, I guess, genetic makeup, he feels like, you know, this is the woman, this is the answer to all his questions in his life. Like, that's who he's supposed to marry.
That's fucked up when you think about it.
It's so sad, but it's like, they're, I guess, soulmates, but, like, she ended up falling in love.
And so she grabs Shinsong, because obviously he's greatly wounded at this point, very badly wounded. So she grabs him and she brings him to this like little boat on the lake.
This scene, guys!
They try to escape, and then do the fairies show up first, or is it Changhong that shows up first? I don't remember. I think the fairies shows up.
Yeah, the
so
fairies
like basically
showed
the
up.
whole like fairy government shows up. Fucking
Hate 'em.
assholes.
Oh yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Hate them. And then, like, they basically know that this is the moment to attack because probably A, Ron Hao probably told them, but B, because
He's
Shinsong
weak.
is weak. So they're like, now's the time to kill him once
Because
and
they can
for all.
only hurt him when he's down, assholes.
And that's when Changhong shows up. And, you know.
And he came in clutch!
He did. I knew my man was going to do something like that at some point.
I know.
He was going to help them out. And, you know, I got to say, like, I don't think we said, but unless it's in these episodes, I'm not sure. But he really does. Oh, no, it's after this. Never mind. Okay, we'll get there.
Okay.
Yeah, so what does he do?
So basically, our couple, we don't want them to die, but like they could die. You know, these arrows are coming. Chong Hong basically comes and like helps them.
Yeah, and he confronts his own brother, and he's like, I'm
Exactly.
going against you. I'm rebelling against you because this
Yeah.
ain't right. And I'm like, fucking hell, yes.
Yeah.
We've been waiting for this.
And Shinsong holds on to her hand so tightly, like he's
Yeah.
squeezing her bones, because he doesn't want her to choose Chong Hong, because they were saying, like, the fairies that be up above were like, grab her, let's go, you're coming back to fairy world, to Chong Hong, and then, she chooses her man. She has no other option. That's her man.
Yeah, and she gives him her blood because she's like, her blood has the power to bring
Heal.
back dead things, basically.
Yes.
Yes.
And I love that when he realizes that, he's like, never, like, hurt yourself for me.
Yeah.
That scene.
That was a good scene.
Yeah. And then the kiss.
Oh my gosh. Okay, sorry. The way that she was so sad, but then, like, when he wakes up and he's all angry, but then he pulls her in and kisses her, like, oh my gosh, I died.
I did too. This whole moment was great. The intensity is there. But following this, we get a lot of domesticity, like very cute, wifey, husbandy moments between them, because our boy Shinsong is recuperating after the fact.
And he's smiling a lot too.
He's smiling so much.
Doesn't his little smile kill you?
Yes.
It's so cute.
Kills me. The scene, I don't know if it's this episode or later on, but where he's literally following her around like a lost puppy. Like, she gets up to leave because she's like, oh, it's time for me to go to bed, and he just follows her. I was dying. I was like, what is this? Who is this man?
He's so cute.
Who is this man? He has changed so much.
He has, and I just, like, I love it, and I love seeing the growth. Like, you honestly feel it with this character, and even with Lanhua, I feel like she's such a different character than when she started. So honestly, the writing, like, is amazing. Loved it.
Yeah, I feel like their positions in the relationship have really changed. Like, before he held all the power in the relationship and she had none, and now you really feel like sometimes she has the upper hand just because he lets her have it, but like they're much more equal now. Like, they're much more, they understand each other and like let each other have the space that they need. It's very nice to see.
So cute.
We don't trust that brother.
No.
Fuck the
my
brother.
gosh.
We do not fucking trust that brother. What does the brother do? He's scheming behind the scenes, really.
Yeah, and
little
he tells Devil that he finds out that she's the reason why he's getting hurt, or he assumes that, and he wants to kill her, or wants Devil to kill her.
Right. Because they figure out that Shinsong's hellfire, he can no longer control it, and he's lost it. For the betterment of his kingdom, the asshole brother that should have died by the lightning, is like, no, we need to kill her.
And we do get this lovely scene where Shinsong is about to confess his feelings for Lanhua. We're in a forest, I believe, and it's looking beautiful. And then who shows up to ruin the moment?
I was like, dude, I love you, but not now.
Yeah, not now, dude.
Chong Hong comes out of nowhere.
He has a lot of moments like that in these episodes where he just fucking shows up and you're like, dude, you're gorgeous, you're pretty, I love looking at you, but not now.
Yeah, this is how they make me hate him. Ruining cute scenes.
Yeah.
I don't hate him, but
I don't. But I mean,
he does show up with a good reason.
He does. He does. But I feel like his pushiness, and like, this is like off topic, not even, but it's on topic. His pushiness to like be with her all the time and like get her to choose him was just like getting a lot. But it's just like he wasn't even doing anything about it. It was just more like inner, like not inner thoughts, but it was just he wasn't doing anything about it.
Yeah, but she also at this point hasn't outright stated like no. my feelings are for this man now. Like,
yeah,
sorry.
okay, fine.
It's coming though. He at this point he doesn't know yet. So he's here because when he was it after meeting the fairies? He went some type of place and he saw all the souls just flying around.
It wasn't the memory lost river, right? It was another type of river.
Might have been. Oh, I don't know. Some type of river.
I don't know. He was on a boat in the water.
There's like all the souls around, and it's souls from Shinseng's people, correct?
Yeah. So from is it the Haishi city or something?
Right. Yeah. Right. Yeah.
They're all corrupted by the evil spirit of Is it Tai Su or Tai Sui?
I don't know.
But yeah, they're all corrupted by evil.
So that's why he goes to Shinseng, because it's his people. So he's like, hey, I encountered this really weird thing. These souls are just like, flying around aimlessly. Like, we should do something. We should help them out. Help them cross type of thing.
So Chong Hong was willing to heal Moon Tribe souls.
Yeah, because he's just a good priest like that. What can I say? He's just a good boy. But what actually happens is that the way to do that is they have to play this instrument, which I believe is a guqin, but I'm not sure. Basically, Shinseng and Chong Hong form a band. They have a music band now. I love this. I love that I predicted, 8 billion episodes ago. I was like, you know what? These guys are going to end up, friends. They're going to have to form an alliance of sorts, and it's going to be the best thing because they're going to do it, reluctantly. And here they are, playing their little music.
They're both such jealous idiots that, they can't get the work done. And, my girl Lan Hua basically had to yell at them. Yeah. And it was great.
It was a great moment. I loved every second of it. I mean, you don't really, from my understanding, that's literally it. We don't really hear from that ever again, and nor does it really affect the plot overall.
It doesn't affect the plot, but they did work together, and they did show a scene of them playing the instruments and healing the souls. No, I was gonna say, I think it was just there to try and show that maybe these two can work together and get along.
Yeah, I think it was just the author being you know what, they've had their moment as mortals. Now we need them to have their moment as not mortals. So they have to be friends. They have to work together for this. And I was like, you know what? I respect it because I loved it.
Yeah.
Also in this episode, I have a note that says, all I'm saying is there's some unresolved sexual tension here. All right.
Between Shinseng
and Chong Hong.
Are you gonna write it? Are you writing it?
Maybe I will. I was thinking of a threesome too.
Okay.
I was thinking maybe Lan Hua deserves both. Maybe she shouldn't.
Stop it, because I had thoughts of MMF going through my mind during that time. I was like, a little scene, a little spicy scene.
I'm thinking.
Yeah, why should she have to choose? They're both such great men.
Exactly, Seff. Exactly.
Ooh, to be in that sandwich. Oh God, to be in that sandwich. Anyway,
all right. That episode ends with Shinseng reiterating to the widows that he will find a way to release the soldiers.
Yeah, they're doing some kind of sacrifice, which I was like, is someone dying? But no, I don't think anybody died. I think it's more fruits and stuff. Yeah, like you said, for their husbands and fathers and sons. And it's a real emotional scene, I believe. But that kind of cements for him, obviously, once again, the importance of bringing these people back, and especially now that, he knows for a fact that the one chance or opportunity he had of bringing them back is no more, and he has to find another way or go without, and that's just a kind of pain that I don't think he's able to
accept.
Yeah. Episode 27. Lan Hua and Chong Hong have a very important chat here. And this is the scene that I was going to get to earlier on, but I was like, no, that's later on.
Yeah.
She sets the record straight. And I think I have to give it to Chong Hong that he does respect that. He's like, okay.
He respects it but wants to die.
So dramatic.
I mean,
No.
but you know, like he's not pulling like a Kale or some shit where it's like you turn into this moany, pathetic guy that just like doesn't know what the purpose of life is anymore, and you just like can't fucking bear the fact that you like someone else.
Don't let G hear this, man. Don't let G hear this.
Sorry. but you know what I mean? Like,
but doesn't he come back though? Isn't there like
but he's letting her, like, he's like, okay, like for a couple episodes there, he's like, yeah, okay, that's your choice, I respect that, and he's literally protecting them from the sidelines, like,
yeah, you
know.
And I love the way that she worded it. She was like, I have it written down. She's like, my affection for you is of appreciation and gratitude, not the kind that hurts the heart, or something like that. Loosely translated. I don't know how. It probably sounds a lot better in Mandarin.
In Chinese,
but yeah, just like how she worded it, and I just loved it.
Yeah, and she gives him back the thingy,
the firefly rock thing.
Yeah. And I love that song right away. He's like, what did you say? What did you say?
I know. But like before the talk, what I also loved was like how like Chong Hong was like, I need to talk to you, Lan Hua, and then she looks to her man, and the man just gives a little nod, and she's like, all right. Like,
but you know what I love most about all of that actually is the character growth on Shin Sung's part, because while she's talking to Chong Hong, there's a couple times where he's looking at them and you can tell that his jealous little self really wants to go over and find out. But he stops himself, and this is like, you see that he's now really respecting her boundaries and like her space, and like giving her the moment that she wants and respecting that. And I'm like, you know what, the growth. We really have to applaud the growth.
Yeah, and I love in this moment too, like after the call, like the talk with, not call, whoa, they don't have phones here. After the the talk with Chong Hong, he basically asks Lan Hua like what happened, what did you guys talk about? But he doesn't push it when she doesn't say anything.
Yeah.
It's great.
And then he picks her up.
He's so playful.
Because she says her legs hurt. And this man's like, oh God.
The way I died.
So
the way I replayed that so many times.
It was such a good
his
scene.
Smile. He's smiling and spinning around, and she's on his back, you know, piggybacking all. And I'm just like, oh God, I want to cry.
No, and it's like, you think about it, because he's been alive for over 33,000 years. Like, that's just when he was locked up. So it's like,
that's just
thinking about, he's never had this affection before. He's never like felt love from anyone. He's never been in love before, even from his parents. Like, he was a little kid when he lost like the love of his father. So it's just like, it's just so sad, and like so happy for him to finally experience it.
And then from this one happy moment, we get another happy moment, because there's going to be this full moon happening, and whatever. It's some kind of festival going on in the Moon Tribe, Moon City, whatever it's called. And there's this whole tradition with the locks that, like, if two lovers buy locks, they write each other's names on the locks, and then like they do something with the locks. I don't remember, something with a bridge, I think.
No, they I have it here. They lock the lock in place, like in a place where the moon and the mountain meet, or something like that.
That's so romantic.
Yeah,
I love that.
And then it's basically like, you know, it makes sure that the relationship is gonna last forevermore, type of thing. Anywho, so of course, Shin-san is like, that's a dumb thing.
This man's like, it's dumb, not doing it.
Yeah, but then literally 5 seconds later, Lan Hua stumbles upon, you know, someone selling locks, and she starts looking at the locks, and then Shin-sung, who's like totally uninterested, is literally looking at locks from a different seller, and then they're looking at the exact same locks. And I love that the seller is like, the seller asks like, what kind of lock you want? And he says the strongest one. The looks of it don't matter. And I'm like, 'cause yes.
No, and then like the cut to scene, I know afterwards they meet and like they, you know, talk a bit, but like when they cut to like him actually carving the names in the locks, I die.
But you can't skip over the sweet fucking smile when they both turn around and see each other when they're both holding their locks. They look at each other and they're like, yeah, we're the dumb fools in love. That's us. I died. I died. But you're right. Him carving the little name was so cute.
It was so cute.
So very cute.
Cut to the annoying ass brother.
He needs to die.
He needs to die.
Ron Hao gets more backstory.
Yeah. But I think the brother happened first, which basically he's like, he doesn't understand why Shinsong is not going to kill Lan Hua. And then Shinsong was like, I won't kill my beloved. And yeah, and then his brother basically tells him, like, I won't accept her. Your people will not accept her as, like, their moon queen. So, tough luck.
I remain firm in my decision to say that the brother is the villain of this entire show.
I hold on to the fact that the brother should have died from the damn lightning.
Oh, he should have died.
Anyways.
Chang Hong deserves to be that leader. He would do a fine job of leading these people, the fairy people.
Oh, wait, no. Sorry, I was talking about Shinsong's brother.
Oh! Right. Yeah. No, I'm talking about the fairy guy. That brother.
He needs to die too.
The brother is also very evil. Yeah. The
agree.
brothers.
All brothers need to die.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, but Chang Hong learns the truth from Ron Hao. About Ron Hao, sorry.
About, like, why he's, like, so dead set on, getting his master back. And why is he so, like, ready to sacrifice everything for her?
At one point, he was a young boy living on the streets. He was poor, hungry, cold, and blind. And all he had was his music. And one day, he woke up and he was in a courtyard somewhere. And there was this woman that, appeared and he could see her. And she became his master. And so that's why he basically devoted his entire life to her and cannot bear the thought of not doing what she set out to do type of thing.
Right. So what I took from this is that it's not a romantic love. He basically worships her, right?
Yeah.
That's what I got.
Yeah, sort of like a god, yeah.
Which I was kind of disappointed in, but then I guess it makes sense as to why he's, like, willing to go this far.
But, I mean, I wouldn't be surprised if there was romantic feelings on his part that developed. Like, this would not be out of the norm for these kinds of stories. Let me just say it like that. Like, master-apprentice love is a huge trope in these books. So I wouldn't be surprised if they went there with it and maybe just, like, don't explore it in the show as much as maybe it was explored in the book. I have no idea. I have not read the book, but yeah.
All right.
But you're right. Like, it's a kind of love that's like, is this okay? Because he was such a small boy and he obviously didn't know and hasn't known anything other than her.
Right.
So,
I mean, I don't know. Time will tell.
Yeah. The god of war is tired of war.
Yes.
With 8 billion exclamation points. And I was like, good boy. Like, yes. This is so good to hear. We love to see it.
And this man legit wants to die because his days are empty and he has no purpose now that Lan Hua is in love with Shinsong.
He's so dramatic.
So dramatic.
I love him.
I kind of feel bad for him. But, like, come on, dude. Find a new purpose.
But I do love that he states that he's tired of war. Like, I'm like, yes. Can we acknowledge that? Like, y'all have been at war for literally 30,000 years plus.
Yeah.
It's time to let all of that die, and move on.
Let the past die. Kill it if you have to.
Yeah.
We're such nerds.
As I was saying it, I was thinking of that line. I was trying so hard to say it in a way that wouldn't.
But then I was like, Okay,
But
anyways,
you still
sorry.
picked it up. Anyways.
Yeah. Anyways, so basically, what I was trying to get at before you made that great comment, I love here that we're seeing someone actually question the rules and question their purpose in life, whereas like I feel like the fairies are very much like we've talked about in previous episodes, that they're very set on their rules and they don't question the leadership, where like now Chang Hong is very much like, this is not what I want. I've been the god of war for how many years, and it's just, what's the point? Like, we're just killing endlessly.
It's always nice to see war being questioned in any book, really. But I would say especially in this kind of story, because I have to say, out of the Chinese novels, especially Shenxia, which are all, you know, centered around the idea of war, I don't see it that often. Like, people being like, I see like godly beings and stuff that have been alive far too long being like, I'm tired, but they keep fighting, you know. It's not like, I've never actually seen someone say like, I am the god of war, and you know what, I'm tired of war, like I ain't doing this anymore, like I don't care.
Right.
So it's nice to see. And then this episode ends on a very bizarre note.
Yeah.
I was confused. So are we meant to understand that this is not Jelly? This is their mother that just looked like Jelly?
So it's the same actor that played Jelly, played her mother. And so basically we found out that Dayan's mother and father had a forbidden relationship. She was Moon Tribe, he was Fairy, and it's the same girl that played Jelly is her mother, and we find out that Dayan and Jelly are sisters, which was interesting.
And weird, no? Because remember how in the mortal world, Jelly and her, like, they locked eyes and like...
But remember how I said that there was a comment that it was like, oh, because we're brothers, and then Jelly, that's when she looked at Dayan.
Right.
And was like, and said something that had me like questioning, are they related in the fairy world?
Yeah.
And then I was like, oh my god, I was right.
Yeah. So I thought that was interesting. And I think it was more so, like on the lines of like siblings, not like nothing romantic, if I recall. It was a while ago.
I think maybe she was feeling a pull towards this person, but just didn't know what it was.
Yeah, was it like a kinship or something?
Yeah. So maybe she interpreted it that way, but then at the same time, she kept telling the Dragon Boy, like, no, like, don't worry. I think maybe it was meant to mislead people, obviously.
Maybe. Yeah.
Make us think that it was something romantic when really it wasn't. That was a big old what the hell.
Really?
I mean, I was confused.
Yeah, okay.
Especially
I just think
they look
like
nothing alike.
Yeah, they look nothing alike. I guess she got her dad's looks, Dayan, but not even. They don't look alike at all.
And I guess Jelly is like, you know, when you those like celebrities that like the celebrity mom looks exactly like their daughter. It's like copy and paste the face. Yeah. I feel like Jelly and her mom. That's what happened.
I know. Yeah, that's what happened. The story is so sad though. Like just the idea of them.
Yeah. It would make for a good story, not gonna lie.
I mean,
I'm not keen on the couple itself, like the actors, but I like the idea of it, you know?
I mean, we get some, like, somewhat of forbidden romance with Shinsong and then Hua.
But that doesn't pan out.
No, I mean in the sense...
Sorry, yes, that does pan out.
Yeah, I mean, like, you know, they're forbidden. Like, Moon Tribe and Fairy cannot marry. They cannot be together. It's illegal.
No, you're right. But it's the whole idea that she was pregnant, and then like he had to hide
and they had to
her,
flee.
And then, like... So, episode 28 begins, and we basically find out that Jelly was undercover this whole
flippin' time.
Yeah, that was another moment that had me like, what?
I was really hurt because you know what was really funny? So I'm watching with my parents, like I've mentioned before, and my dad's like, "She's bad. Why are they even talking to her? She's bad." I'm like, "No, Dad, she's not. Like, she's changed her ways. She's good." And then as soon as, like, we saw that scene, he turns to me and he's like, "What did I tell you?"
But it's more complicated than that.
Yes,
though,
of course.
Because she is clearly being manipulated by the Haishi woman, whatever her name is, into doing all these things. Like, she wouldn't do it, but she's being forced to do it by being threatened herself, her health, her life, but also the people that she loves, so like Dragon Boy and stuff.
Yeah.
So to save her own skin, she accepts.
Yes.
And what is it? It's basically she's given an antidote for something for like 3 days, and she has to bring Lan Hua to that woman within 3 days.
Right.
Or else like she'll die from it. It's like a heart thing.
Yeah, so like the lady had poisoned her, like I don't know how. I think it was like when they first found her, like as a baby. I don't know how she even got into like that situation. But yeah, so she ends up being given the poison, and I guess like she's given the antidote for like a few days. Like kind of like, you know, Immortals After Dark. I forgot which character that was, but like they have the cure, but they only have it for a certain amount of days. And then the poison, like if she doesn't take the antidote. Oh, was it the sorcerer women? No. Was it Sabine and her sister? No.
And her drugs?
Was it the drugs? Sabine and the sister, no?
Yeah, I think it was them.
Where she's like crawling on the floor, reaching for something, and he's off, and she's trying to get to him, but she's like, she needs her drugs. Yeah.
I think...
Sabine! You know what? I miss her.
I think it was them. Yeah.
Anyways.
Yeah. Sidetrack. But yeah, so basically she needs them because she needs the cure for like the next few days. And she wants to find the cure altogether, but...
I feel bad for her. I don't dislike her. Even to this point. I understand every intention behind what she does and like why she's doing what she's doing. Like her character is very well written. I
agree. And to be quite honest, seeing this like part of her story, it made me like her a lot more and give her a lot more depth.
Yeah, and I especially like that as a side character, she's actually more developed than Dragon Boy. So I do like that the female character here is the female side character is much more developed than the side male character, and like has like an actual like good story with depth to it, and she's not given like likable qualities either, and I like that a lot. So
yeah, I agree. I really enjoy her character, and I empathize and I feel bad for her.
Yeah.
Because she actually does like Dragon Boy. And she actually does love Lanhua as a friend.
Yeah. She values her friendship now.
I know. Breaks my heart.
But you know who does not deserve any love whatsoever?
Shinsong's brother?
Yeah. That fucking twat. So... that little shit tells everyone that lies, basically. That basically he tries to make them fear Lanhua and like the relationship between Shinsong and Lanhua. And then basically like he has all of them like pleading to Shinsong to like not go through with it because he's trying. Shinsong is trying to get to Lanhua for the moon thing that's happening. Remember the locks from last episode? He's trying to get to her because he promised. And as he's coming out of his castle, his people are like on their knees pleading to him, like, please don't go, like, don't trust her. She's bad. She's gonna kill us all. She's gonna be the reason for our fall, blah, blah, blah. And so in order to still, you know, do what he promised and go to her, what does he do?
Okay, well, first, before he does that, he declares to all of his people that he loves Lanhua and he wants her to have the grandest wedding. And he also says, whether you acknowledge it or not, my wife will be her and only her. And then what does he do?
And then he accepts the... what is it called?
I got like, okay, so for this episode I had to use Netflix, so I don't know if the translations are correct. Bone devouring spikes. That's what Netflix translated it to.
Yeah, I think that's what the app had. Yeah.
and he's gonna have to take them, and apparently the pain is like what is it, like over like I don't know,
it's like the worst
ants
punishment
eating you from the inside or something. Like it's like, it sounds awful. But my question here, I had a question. How was it only for that night that he had to do it?
I was confused because it said that no, it was gonna happen every day until he figured out a way to free the soldiers. But then after this one night, it never happens again.
But isn't it every full moon? That's what I understood.
Is it a full moon thing?
I think so.
Because when Dragon Boy was, because so basically what happens is that he takes his punishment, and Lanqua basically, well, okay, hold on, I'm skipping ahead. But anyways, Dragon Boy described it as like, it has to happen from from midnight to dawn. But like you said, it was never revisited, but then it might just be every full moon then. I don't know.
Because he collapsed when they were on the bridge and there was the moon, right?
So,
and I think that triggered it.
Do you want to sum up what happened there? So like after he gets them like injected in him?
Well, basically he does show up and he's like, I promised I'd be here, so here I am. And then there's the moon in the background. It's huge. And then they kiss in the moonlight.
No. She initiated the kiss. She initiated
this
fight.
In the moonlight. And it's the most romantic thing I've ever seen. And she stayed. And yeah, and then he falls. Yeah. He faints. And basically it cuts to her being pushed out of his room, where, you know, obviously something's happening to him. We don't know what at this point, but she's basically being told, like, he doesn't want you here. Mm-hmm. And so she literally waits outside his room the whole night, and like he, you know, chases his people off. He's like, I don't want any of you here. And then like my man goes through the worst pain ever by himself with the thunder and lightning happening, and he's screaming in pain, and she's just falling asleep against the pillar. And I just
no, but I like, so basically before that happens, she does get Dragon Boy to tell her what's going on, and that's when we know like what's, like, you know, I don't know if it's every full moon or every night, but yeah, I just love like the way that, like, obviously like the sky reflects his pain, but like the way that it was shown, it was like the sky, but then her, and then she's on the ledge, so it's kind of like showing her, like, you know, like supporting him through his pain. Like, she's not leaving, she's there with him, and she hates the rain, so she was willing to stay in the rain, in the thunder. She's afraid of thunder, and she was just willing to stay there and be with him.
Yeah, as close as she could get.
Yeah, as he would let her.
Yeah. And then it cuts to the next morning, and she's asleep against the pillar, and he finds her, and he puts his little like coat thing around her shoulders. She wakes up, and like the first thing she asks is, are you all right? Are you hurt? Does it still hurt? And what does he do?
I was not prepared.
I was not prepared. He brings her to this gazebo, I guess. I don't know. It's like this beautiful scenery, you know, up in the skies, and there's all these ladies in waiting, or his harem, I guess, his past harem that he never used. The harem ladies are just like waiting on the side with like chests full of treasures and jewelry and, you know, expensive things. And obviously Lanhua is like oblivious. Either she's oblivious or she's like, I'm pretending I don't see it. And she's like, what is this for? Because the ladies all like start presenting her with things, and I'm like, girl, this is your dowry. How are you not?
And I love Dragon Boy's like smug smile. Price. He's like, oh my gosh, this is happening. My friends are getting married.
He's their biggest shipper. I love him.
He is.
But anyway, obviously, Jinsong is showing all this to her because it's her bride price, so he's like basically proposing to her. But before he can actually say the words, my girl stops him, and she gives him this little bracelet that she made herself, and she gives him that, and she's like, I have something to ask you. And then he's like, I have something to ask you too. And then she's like, well, mine is more important. He's like, no, mine is more important. She's like, there's no way yours is more important. And then she basically says, will you marry me?
Yeah.
I literally like squealed.
Screamed. The way I screamed, I literally screamed out loud and like was biting my knuckles to try and contain myself.
Yeah. And like her little hesitation when he doesn't say anything, she's like, oh okay,
so
you don't want to marry me? Yeah. As what did you think about having the female character propose?
Oh, I loved it. It's very different from what we're used to. I was expecting him to propose and get down on one knee or, you know, whatever custom they're used to. But no, I really like the fact that they changed that and had her propose.
Yeah.
But it's
you don't
so
see a lot
important.
Of that.
It's so important too because obviously, like I said, he's had the upper end in this relationship the whole time. He was the one making all the decisions. And obviously, he's like the one that started out a little evil, and then she's the one that was, you know, sweet and soft and didn't want anything to do with him. And so for her to be the one to make the move and be like, I want to marry you. I love you. I want to spend the rest of my life with you. I want to commit to this.
She took charge.
I want us to be husband and wife. She took charge in that moment, but also she accepted him as he is.
Yeah, because he hasn't changed his plans.
He hasn't, but she loves him, and she's like, we're in this together. I want to marry you. And I was just like, this is so huge that she's the one doing it.
That's when you know it's true love.
I know. And like you said, I just like how both you guys said. I love how it was done, and I love that she was the one that initiated it, because this is coming from a character that had no autonomy. Like, she was just referred to as an orchid. And just like the growth that she's had. I keep saying growth, but like honestly, like these characters.
It's a pun.
Okay, it wasn't the pun. I'm just talking about like I feel like it should be like our word for the day. But it was just like how well written they are, and I feel like it's not rare to see, but it's just like it's seldom seen when it's done in such a good way and a sound way, where like there's nothing to question in their character growth.
But you especially see how much she has matured.
Yes,
here.
Yes.
In this moment and later on, like you really see the difference from where she started out to where she's at now. You know, it's really evened the playing field between them. So glad to see it, love to see it. But fuck the brother. Once
the fucking brother that should have died.
I hate the brother.
Fuck the brother who
but not in the good way.
And he's like, you can't do that. You can't marry her.
And he tries to like kill Lanhua with like guilt.
And what does he do? What does the brother say that now puts Lanhua in a difficult situation?
That he's being put in danger because of her, right?
He says that the first Hellfire Wielder or whatever like put up some kind of like rule to safeguard her people, that whoever was going to marry the Moon Supreme was going to have to go through this like horrendous trial, which is like the
Oh, that's what that is? I took it as like because it was illegal, like a moon tribe and fairy can't be together, so they have to go through the punishment. I don't know. Maybe I'm wrong.
It had something to do with that like she put that as like a rule to protect her people, that like if this was ever to happen, she would have to do this to prove blah blah blah. But then like nobody survives that except Chinsong. Like nobody has ever survived that. So the point is to kill the person, really.
I think the whole reason for that is because she was in love with a fairy and the fairy betrayed her, hence the reason of the war.
All this because of that?
Yeah.
My God.
They're so dramatic.
I know. Yeah. It's because they live forever. They have nothing else to fight about.
They literally, they're so fucking bored. They're so bored that they have to come up with this shit. Yeah. Jeez. But obviously, Chinsong is like, you can't, there's no way I'm letting you do that. Like, we're just gonna not do it, blah, blah, blah. And my girl Lanhua has a great moment, and I have the entire text here.
Okay. Do it.
She says, do you remember, well, obviously this is translations from the app that we are watching it on, so it could be, like, it's a little iffy in places, but whatever. I wrote it word for word. Do you remember you asked me why I don't want so many treasures and what I truly want? Now I can answer you. What I want is your respect for my choice. in the past, you were the superior Moon Supreme Lord. You made all the decisions yourself. To kill me, to love me, to keep me, or to push me away. You did whatever you wanted. You never asked me about my thoughts. But now we're going to be husband and wife. We should change now. There is no hierarchy between a couple. We should share weal and woe and be together even if we die. No matter what happens, we should face it together. But as for my own responsibility, I should take it on my own and make my own decision. Can you respect me?
Wow, that is so cute. I love her.
And this is the moment that I went, oh my gosh, she's so mature.
Yeah.
She's grown so much. I love this moment. I absolutely adore this moment. This is such an important moment between them because, yeah, like, we have to have these conversations before you marry the man. Okay? Because this is the breaker. This could be,
make or break.
Yeah. And, it's important. Can you respect me? Like, it's such a simple question, but boy, is it heavy.
I know.
Can you respect me? I am choosing to take on this pain for you, for me, for our future. Can you let me do that?
Exactly.
Or are you constantly going to barge in and take those choices away from me? Because if that's the case, that's not what a husband and a wife are.
Yeah, exactly. And I love that it was like, she even like said like she needs to do this in order to like earn the respect of their people, because they will be hurt like their people once they marry. And it's just like, and I love Dylan Wang, the way he acted the scene when he, like, you see the inner turmoil and like you know that he does respect and love her, but it's like hard for him to put her in that position because he knows he was the only one that survived that pain.
Yeah. We also don't get his actual reply. It just skips, but you see it in his eyes. Like, you see he understands what she means and the importance of it, and it skips to the fucking brother. Giving Lanhua. Well, Lanhua goes to the brother, to be fair. He's not the one showing up. She goes to him for once. And she asks if he has something so that she could give Shinsong while she's, taking the test so that Shinsong can't feel her pain. And the brother gives her something, and I was like, fuck, did he just fucking give her?
I know.
I wouldn't put it past him to kill his own brother in this moment. But it's nothing bad, at least I don't think so.
No.
And
he's supposed to, like, if he takes it, he won't feel pain for like the next 3 to 4 days, meaning he won't feel her pain.
Right, yeah. And so she's doing it to prove to his people, but also to herself, that she is worthy of being his queen. And so she enters the like cave thing. They call it a cave, but it's not like a cave, but whatever. That was the translation. The one that he went in twice. So that's the same thing.
We're on episode 29 now?
No, it's the end.
It's still at the end of 28.
28, yeah.
Doesn't episode 20? I thought episode 28 ends with her trying to give him the drink to drink.
It shows a what is it? A scene that we didn't get to see in 28, where they shows that he spits
it shows
it
her
out.
entering the thing.
Okay.
Getting in. And it's the same thing that he went in twice to get his love killed, basically, to get his love tree obliterated by his father once and then him later on again. But she enters it willingly, and like you said, she gives him the poison and she thinks that he drinks it. But episode 29 starts with the test has started and she's obviously in pain, and we see Shinsong waiting on his balcony looking like a fucking lord.
Guys.
And you see that he's experiencing pain, and now you're like, why is he still experiencing pain though if he drank it? And then it just clever little cut to him spitting out the poison behind his sleeve. I just love it.
I was dead. I was like on the floor. I was like, this man. And then when he tells his dragon boy that like he will suffer with her,
he says, I have his words.
Okay, go.
He says, since we decided to be a couple, we must live and die together. Those are her words. He's just repeating what she told him.
Yeah.
Share the honor and the disgrace. Even though I can't take the pain for her, how can I let her suffer alone?
I fucking love that. I die for that because
I die
that's
for
how
that
it
too.
should be with people you love, right? Like,
I know.
let's share
He's
the
like,
pain.
I won't let you take this alone. You know why? Because he did it twice by himself before. And he can't bear to let her go through that by herself.
Yeah.
He knows what it's like to be alone in this world.
How is Lanhua holding up here? What's happening?
Well, the real question is, how is Lanhua not fucking this man at this point? But, you know.
Okay, that is the real question that I need fanfic to answer.
She's stronger than I am, that's for sure.
So brother kind of feels a bit of guilt. He runs
Yeah, he
into
does.
the cave, and he tries to stop the ritual, but
it ain't working because
It
she
ain't
can't.
working.
Well, she can hear them, but she can't speak anymore because the pain is too great.
yeah.
And the power of love, bitches. The power of love is what gives her strength to complete it.
It's
And
getting
it's what
her
gives
through.
She's reliving all their moments together, and it's giving her the strength to tap twice against the side of the thing, because that's what the brother says. He's like, tap twice to let us know. So she does.
And then I love the clever like cuts to Shinsong, and then we see like him being able to bear the pain because by her living through like their memories or like feelings of love, she's feeling the pain, but she's pushed it back, and because of that, he's able
He's feeling better,
to feel better. Yeah. I loved it.
And this is all of this, because then, you know, she manages to get out, and he shows up. Shinsong shows up because he knows the test is over now, and he's looking like a god. So fucking gorgeous in the light like that. I was like, my God, I am on my knees praying to you, I swear. He shows up and he just grabs her cheek and he holds her cheek, and then they have this beautiful romantic moment, and then they go back to his kingdom, his castle, and like all his people are on their knees being like, all hail the queen, basically.
The moon queen bitches!
She passed. And this is the moment, and I have to say, okay, I don't know, maybe some of our listeners are fellow Star Wars people. I think a lot of the people that are listening to this are, in fact, Star Wars people that have stumbled upon this new ship for obvious reasons. And the reasons are that, especially in this episode, I don't know about you, Seff, and maybe us as well. I don't know how bitter your feelings are about the whole thing. But this was one of the moments that had me like, this show is literally delivering on every single thing that Star Wars couldn't do.
Facts.
Failed to do. Like, it is giving you the female empowerment. It is giving you the power of love.
It
and
is
love
giving
as
you
a strength. Love as a strength.
force bond.
Doing it together, it will make us stronger. It is delivering on all that. She is getting everything she's ever wanted because this is a female power fantasy. This is a female gaze story. Therefore, she has desires, and she is totally allowed
to live them.
To live them. And here they are, the Dark Prince and his bride, walking up to his castle, and her people, and the music that's playing.
The music.
It's like literally fairy tale music. Yeah.
Yep.
Really
It's
good.
just, and it makes me so sad, but also so happy, but so sad.
Honestly, yeah, I felt that for real, but it's just like if I let myself feel it more, I'd just be more angry and be able to enjoy this couple. So I was like, let me separate the two and stop, like, you know, trying to like see Raylo in this, because as much as I love Raylo, I also love this couple. So I wanted them to have their moment to shine. So I tried to separate both.
Sure.
But I do exactly see what you're talking about.
It's just, yeah, it's like, I'm very happy to have this. I hold it in my heart, and I will love it forevermore. And there's a lot of moments in this series already. I'm not even done with it, but there's already a lot of moments that I know I will go back to that have already like inspired me so much. And that's a huge thing with female gaze stories, especially for women. It's so inspiring for us. It gets our brain going, and totally, like, it's so transformative, right? Like, you take it and then we run with it and we go wild and we take it in a billion other places or different directions. And I'm already getting that from this, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And I just feel very sad that
I know.
Obviously, the power of love is not a difficult story to tell. You just have to be brave enough to do it, okay?
Preach, girl, preach. Honestly. That's what it comes down to. And, like, giving a character and, like, I guess autonomy to a female character who has power. She, like, Lan Hua is so powerful, but she's still able, like you said, to have love, to experience her desire and her love, and actually live through it.
It doesn't undermine her at all. In fact, she's now much stronger than she was when we started off with her.
Exactly.
Anyways, so Dayan steps in to save Chang Hong, admitting that she loves him in front of him, and that she's been keeping the secret of Lan Hua's real identity from him, real identity as the goddess that he was supposed to marry, a secret out of selfishness.
Yeah.
And again, like, I ship it. I ship
it so hard, and I really wanted I guess they did show his face, but they didn't really show, like, his...
They didn't.
Like, his shock, or, like, I don't know,
his
like...
real reaction. Like, he didn't say anything to her.
Like, they didn't even talk about it after, like, him being like, wait, you're in love with me?
He
like,
doesn't care.
Nothing. He doesn't care, and it breaks my heart.
Yeah.
He's not there yet. He will be, hopefully.
Why? When she's dead? Like, that's when that's gonna happen?
Like, the only thing he says is, like, don't,
Yeah.
like, he's basically, like, don't sacrifice yourself for me or something like that. Like, he's just, like, he's trying to save her, but, like, I really wanted a moment for them to, like, actually talk about it. I mean, it could still happen, you know, like, they're in the middle of a war. Things are a little tense. So, and especially at the end of this scene, what we learn at the end of this scene, like, you would think that maybe love and Dayan are not, like, his top priority right now, because Ron Hao fucking lied again about...
Well, I mean,
soldiers?
before that, so Chong Hong doesn't get penalized or doesn't get punished or anything, and especially Dayan. Basically, the brother spins it in a way that he's always been protecting his betrothed, and so they have to get her back. But yeah, what does Rong Hao do? This little bitch?
He lies, saying that the Moon Tribe has invaded the Fairy Kingdom with, and has killed 3,000 fairies. For fuck's sake.
Lies.
This manipulative little bitch sitting on the cold hard ground in his prison cell is still fucking controlling everybody else.
He's playing the game. He's doing it. I'm like, shut up. Someone kill him already. Why is he still out to speak?
Yeah. Why was he not killed, like, right on the spot when they figured out he was a traitor, when they were gonna kill Lan Hua, when they thought she was a Moon Tribe traitor?
Exactly, because she wasn't a person of power, or, like, had no, I don't know, like, I guess in his eyes, the king's eyes, no purpose. Whereas Rong Hao is, like, this strong, powerful fairy that they're like, he's a strong man. I also feel like he might have, we might find a way to, like, change this up a bit. We might bring him back to our side. Like, I honestly feel like it was that. Like, he was just a powerful fairy that they didn't want to lose.
But also, like, the brother, like, it's obvious he doesn't care that people are dying. He only cares who is dying.
Yeah.
And Ron Hao, his whole plan was, well, he doesn't know yet, but the whole point of Ron Hao was to kill Chinsong. So, like, he's like, that aligns with my intentions here. So,
that's right.
I won't kill you. Little does he know that Ron Hao has probably killed more people than Chinsong has ever killed. But whatever.
Yeah.
Dragon Boy, Jelly are getting married as well.
That was so cute. Because she wanted to accept it.
Yeah, it's
she
a
was
little
mean.
Bittersweet. Yeah.
But there was a reason why.
I know. Yes. I really love them, guys.
Yeah.
It's the first time I'm not skipping a side romance.
Same. Yeah, and this is the moment we realize, actually, that Jelly and Dayan are twins, in fact. Who would have known? Because they don't look nothing alike. But that happens.
They weren't identical twins.
Well, I mean, they weren't even from the same parents, if you ask me. But okay. Okay.
Oh, man.
So the blood curse that is in Lanhua's bracelet finally activates. The one that Jelly puts here, correct?
I had questions.
Yeah.
So was the Chitty woman's primordial spirit in the bangle or the bracelet, or is it in
It's
her?
in the bracelet.
In the bracelet.
That controls.
So that's what's activated the whole like possession type thing.
Yeah, and because Chinson says that he can't remove the bracelet because she's so in love with him that the bracelet isn't just protection anymore, and if he were to remove it, it would hurt her instead.
Yeah. Okay.
That was confusing too about the bracelet. So like, does she not love him if it comes off, or what?
No, I think it's because he's so like a part of her now, and the bracelet is an extension of him because it's part of his primordial spirit. That like if she were to remove it, she would basically be removing a part of herself, thus killing herself.
That's so complicated. And for what?
Well, I think this was just like the author trying to like...
That's the thing about fantasy though, guys. You can literally do whatever you want.
Anything.
As long as you have a small explanation as to how this happened, you're good.
Right. We all believed it, you know? And
I believed it, heck.
Those that didn't, they were just like, okay, fine. Guess we're doing this.
What does a brother do? Because I have a note here that says his brother's a little bitch ass. What does he do?
He is a little bitch ass. He found out about this, and then he's like, "Oh my gosh, this answers our prayers. I have the sword already fixed. Let's kill Lanhua, and that would mean you're free from this heart curse, and we release our soldiers. Win-win-win."
I swear to God, this boy, it's like every question, his answer is like, "Let's kill Lanhua." Yeah. It's like, "What do you want for breakfast? Let's kill Lanhua." Like, Jesus Christ.
Yeah.
But the spirit of the Chitty woman, if it stays too long in Lanhua's body, it's because it's feeding off of her energy. It will exhaust her, and then her life will be greatly compromised as a result. So that's when the brother sees an opportunity, and he announces that the sword was restored.
Right,
like you said.
The bitch did not get rid of the shards.
And he's like, surely Lanhua will kill herself to save Chinsong. The brothers, they're little evil.
Shitholes, aren't they?
They are.
They should fall in love and fucking leave.
Ew, I just had a
They don't deserve love.
And I don't want to see that.
They don't. Anyway, episode 30. We're here.
Okay, well, we missed it. So basically, Jelly has not done what she needed to do. So evil lady from the Haishi city basically poisons Dragon Boy. And she's like, if you don't bring me Lanhua, your man will die. So you need to choose Lanhua or your man.
Right.
Yeah.
Episode 30.
There you
go.
The
war is coming. Those are my notes.
The war is coming.
In like 3 to 5 days.
I'm writing a blurb.
And we don't need to wait 8 seasons for this, for it to be very, very anticlimactic. Sorry, that was a hit at Game of Thrones, but anyways.
Chinsong clearly wants her to go back to her realm, and the reason is that he knows, he's like, babe, I don't have my Hellfire anymore, and I also am missing like 100,000 soldiers. I am not gonna win this war.
Yeah.
And so you should probably go back to your people.
He gives her an out.
Probably live.
He does. And he point blankly, he's like, yo, Moon Tribe only has 80,000 soldiers, and the fairies have 200,000.
Yeah. He's like, my odds are not good here.
I know.
But of course, she reminds him that he promised that no matter what they faced, they would face it together.
And then she asked him as well, like, how many days till the war? He's like 3 to 5 days, and she's like, okay, that's enough time. That's enough time for us to get married.
Well, because they were gonna marry. They were gonna get married after, like in 8 days or something. And then he's like, about like 4 days before the war or some shit. And she's like, all right, so we're getting married in 3 days.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We love a woman that's like, my man is going off to war. I need that paycheck. We need to get married now.
I think it's more so like, if my man's going off to war, he might die. I need the dick.
I need insurance. I need the insurance money.
I got it as like she needs the dick before he dies.
Yeah. That too. That's insurance money too. So they both are having these like dreams and visions at this moment. It's very angsty. My man Shinsong is going through it. He's very angsty at the beginning of this episode. I mean, throughout the whole episode, let's be real, but he's very like sad. You can tell things are heavy on his shoulders right now. Lan Hua, always the positive person here, is trying to make the best of the situation. She's still very excited about marrying him, very in love. Her dream is basically she's visited by the Chitty woman, but not the possessed Chitty woman, right? She's visited by the real Chitty woman who tries to warn her, question mark?
That was another question I had, because I thought the spirit within her, the primordial spirit of the Chitty woman, wasn't bad. She was just, sorry, I confused myself. So basically the spirit that she's possessed with is the god spirit. And the one that she was visited by was the human version of her.
The mortal spirit. Oh,
right. Okay. That
makes sense.
I answered my own question. I answered your question.
Yeah, you answered all the questions. And then simultaneously, as she's having like her nightmare, he has one of his own where he's visited by the evil spirit. What do you call him?
Taisu. I'm pronouncing it wrong. I know it.
Taisu, and what does he say basically? Like he's taunting him. He can't kill me.
So basically, he finds Shinsong in the darkest part of his heart. After trying, to figure out what's going on with Lanhua. He plays on his lies that he's told Lanhua, and his fears by asking him, why didn't you tell Lanhua about the Chitty woman inside the bone bracelet? Why didn't you tell her any of that? And he basically tells him I can help her. I can save her, and I can help you release the soldiers if only you let me in and join me.
Okay, I think you just answered all of my questions with that. I was very confused by that whole thing, which is why I was very confused by what happens to him from here on out. I was like, what is going on? Is he possessed? Is he does he have a master plan that he's just not telling her? I thought we were past that. You promised you would never lie. I was like, my man is flaky. I don't know if I can forgive him for that. What is going on?
What I didn't understand though was, how was he able to get access to Shinsong? I saw him go from the bangle into his eyes, but how was he able was a part of Taisu within this primordial spirit, because Chitty woman human version was possessed and the Chitty woman goddess was inside her. So when the Chitty woman's goddess spirit, that sounds so confusing, but when that was removed from her human body, was a part of the dark spirit attached to that? I don't and then it went into the bangle. I don't know.
Yeah,
confusion.
We'll just say yes, because that made sense. I think.
Okay.
But I think you're right that it's the same thing that black cloud that goes into the body, the mortal body of the Chitty woman and possesses her, that then when she dies and her spirit is put into the bangle, then that's that thing that's now jumped into, and yeah.
So we kind of got to see how Taisu plays on people's fears and insecurities and their love for other people, which we saw with Rong Hao, and now we're seeing again with Shinsong.
Okay, so you're telling me that Shinsong is basically having his Anakin Skywalker moment.
Yeah.
Okay,
exactly.
I did not get that. I understand everything now.
Okay.
He's doing it to save the woman he loves, but he's doing it. It's not the right thing to do. Okay.
No.
Get it?
No.
He's going down a dark path that she can't follow.
You're breaking my heart. He was breaking all our hearts there. I really was like, dude, really do not do this.
Does that play into the end though about what happens, or is that completely his actions at the end has to do with
is he possessed at that point?
That's my other question.
That's my question too.
Okay. Let's not jump ahead.
Okay. Yeah.
But okay, I did have a little note that, again, I'm going back to Immortals After Dark. Did you guys not get the whole Elizabeth Soroya kind of vibes here, where like she's kind of possessed and like she's talking to Shinsong as like possessed shitty woman, and then like
when is she talking to him?
You know, when they first discovered it, remember when he's like, as soon as like they were going on a date by the same like gazebo thing, and he's like, "You're not Lanhua.
You're not her."
Right, but she doesn't do it again here.
No, but like I just was like, yo, and then she's sleeping, and because like she's like overtaxed, and like Elizabeth.
But he doesn't tell her, huh?
He doesn't, and like same with Lothair, he doesn't tell Elizabeth when Soroya comes to visit. Got the vibes, guys. Got all the vibes.
Yeah, and you know what really kills me is that before all of that, I literally had a note that said, he's still protecting her, but my God, the difference between how he's protecting her now versus how he used to do it, where before it was all deception and lack of respect, and now it's out of love. And I really ate my words on that one. Because we ain't there yet, apparently.
No. Okay, so basically, where am I? Okay, so
wait, no, we can't skip over the when, and that note was because when he wakes up and she's like, I had a nightmare, and he's like, I had a nightmare too, and he's like, you want to hear about my nightmare? And to protect her, he lies, and he's like, I dreamt that you turned into a little fat piggy or something. I was dying. That was cute. The cuteness.
They're so cute. And I like, honestly, I needed some like on the bed cuddling. I understand you're sleeping on the ground, you're like, you don't keep watching over her, but
like Edward Cullen. Yeah.
And like, obviously I'm guessing you can't consummate this relationship until you're married. I understand that, but
I know it's a fantasy show, but that to me is the most unrealistic aspect of it.
Me too. You're over 30,000 years old.
That she didn't hop on that dick.
How would you not? I wanted to, and he's through the screen. Guys, off topic, but how do you guys think? Do you think he's more dominant, or like, how do you think? Is he a cinnamon roll? What do you guys think?
I think he's a cinnamon roll, deep down.
So you think he like makes love and doesn't fuck?
I think he's both. I would like to think he's in the middle.
I think with her, he's a cinnamon roll, but I think with everybody else, he'd be very different in bed.
But he was a virgin before her.
I know, but say he was to have sex with other people, I don't think he would be able to care about them enough to not be rough and like not really care about their own.
Yeah, I don't think he would have cared for other people's pleasure, just his own.
But because it's her, he's so very careful with her that, yeah, I think he'd be a total lover boy in bed.
What I think would happen is, yes, he's a lover boy and he makes love and he's all gentle and sweet and slow. But my girl Lanhua is like, no. I need more. I can see her being the one that like initiates the harder times.
I don't know.
I could see it because of like the way her personality is, and she gets him to do new things, and like sure, it's like trying these mooncakes. It's doing
But she doesn't know anything about anything.
Come on. She has Jelly on one side, who literally has lived through everything. I really think she goes to Jelly if she needs to talk about things.
I can see that.
I don't know. I feel like Chinsong from like the first 10 episodes would have fucked her hard. But nowadays, Chinsong, I don't know about that.
I honestly think he'll do both. And I honestly also see Jelly going to Lanhua about her sescapades with Dragon Boy. So I honestly feel like she might get some ideas from Jelly and Dragon Boy.
I honestly think that Dragon Boy would not know what sex is. Yeah. He'd be like Beatrix, like fucking not doing it the right way.
No, I feel like he'd be clueless.
Yeah. But Jelly again will be the one that, leads the way there.
Yeah.
Anyways, that was really off topic. I just wanted to know your input for science.
So Chung Hong, God damn it.
I mean, again, he's kind of doing the same thing Shinsong wanted for her, which is leave and be safe in the fairy world. What does he do?
Fine. But remember early on I said I fully expect him at some point to do something that I really dislike him for. We're here.
To be honest, I didn't dislike him here.
Well, I mean, I was just like, why are you here right now? Like, come on. But I get it. But I don't, and I'm pissed, and he's annoying. He's in the way right now, okay?
Okay,
At this very
let's
moment, he's
describe
annoying.
what happened. S, do you want to, like...
So he shows up while she's admiring her wedding dresses, her wedding dress fabric, and he takes her away to this field to show her where a certain battle took place, right?
Well, her people, where her people were killed. Yeah.
Where genocide happened.
Yeah.
And kind of hoping for Orchid to kind of like open her eyes and to kind of like realize like she's making a mistake. Mm-hmm. She shouldn't marry. She should think about her people and where she came from. And Orchid, I love this part because she's like, these are not, like, she doesn't remember her people, like, you know?
She has no connection to them.
She doesn't. So she can be sad at the fact that there was war, but she has no connection to to what happened.
She says something important. She's like, I'm Lanhua. I'm not this goddess. Like, I'm someone else now. This is a different life for me. Like, it doesn't belong to me. And she actually thinks back to the pain that she actually experienced and saw and witnessed in that camp with all the women, the Moon Tribe camp. And she's like, that's the pain that I have in my heart.
Yeah.
Not...
Yeah.
But then she touches the hand, the rock hand thing, statue.
Whatever statue was in the ground.
Whatever that was. And she's brought back to that god that we saw when she was doing her fairy graduation and being told what job she was gonna have in the fairy kingdom. That same god. Mm-hmm. What does he say?
He says something like she hasn't fulfilled her purpose or something along those lines, no?
And that marrying Shinsong is not in her destiny.
Yeah. I don't accept it. I'm sorry.
Me either.
I am worried about that. Yeah. But she's in denial. She's like, fuck my destiny.
She has responsibilities too.
Yeah.
No, and I love how she, like, was able to say, like, so, Chong Hong was basically like, your man Shinsong killed your people. He, like, committed genocide and killed your people.
But he didn't, though. That's a lie.
It was Rong Hao, right?
It was Ron Hao. Yeah.
So we don't even get clarification on that right now.
What a clusterfuck, man.
Yeah.
It really is, because later on, Shinsong says the same thing. He's like, I killed her people. But I'm like, no, you didn't.
That's why I was a bit confused there.
I'm confused.
She doesn't accept it, and she says the only family she has is Shinsong. She'll be his wife, and that's the only family and the only relation she'll have. So she goes back, and what happens?
I'm sorry. I have a note that says, Chung Hong, what are you doing? God damn it. I knew you were going to do something I wasn't okay with at some point, and fuck you for looking gorgeous while doing so. He was so... gorgeous in that scene. Yeah. Anyways,
he is. But also looking at it on his side, like, poor guy's like, this, it makes sense. She's the goddess I'm supposed to marry. And it's like he's like holding on for dear life, but she's like, no, I'm in love with someone else.
He's not really looking out for himself here, right? I feel like it's more for her.
I mean, helping himself by helping her, I think I see it as.
Well, it's out of duty, really. Like, I don't think... At this point, I think he fully understands if she's ever going to be with him, it's not out of the love in her heart.
Right.
It's out of duty.
Mm-hmm.
And so I think he's moved on, like, romantically, but his own duty is still very much, like, to her and to this wedding that's been prophesized.
Yeah.
So, what does Chinsung do to Lan Hua when she gets back?
Well, it's not him at first.
Well,
she doesn't believe it's him.
Is he possessed, though?
Is he? I don't know. Is he?
Because I don't think he is.
But this don't make sense to me, though. I'm gonna be really mad at him if he's this flaky.
Okay, But I had an episode, I think it was episode 29, I had this little theory. I was like, I know what's going to happen because they said she's so in love with him that the bangle can't come off. So he has to make her hate him so that the bangle can no longer be a part of her. But he stupidly thinks making her hate him will help with that. But you can't kill love in that way, right? So that's how I interpreted this. And with the whole locking her up by the brother's hand, he's like, yo, Shinsong does not want you.
Listen, that better not be the case because he promised her. And if he, at this point in the series, goes back on a promise that he's made to her, not to lie to her, to be in this together, to face every trial together, and he goes back on that and he schemes behind the scenes, I'm gonna be mad.
That's the only way I could interpret this. Unless, like you guys said, he was possessed. But, I feel like the possession or whatever happened in that conversation, right? Like, when she makes it there, she breaks out. Jelly helps her. They stage, a trap for the evil lady. She gets the cure for Dragon Boy. Dragon Boy is cured. And then Lanhua, the real one, ends up in Shinsong's area, wherever he was. I don't know what room that is. I thought that's when he might have gotten possessed, but I wasn't too sure. I just thought maybe he accepted the evil at that point.
I don't know what to believe. I don't trust anything.
I would tell our listeners to please let us know, but it will be too late by then. Anyways,
right.
We'll have I've seen the whole thing. But yeah, obviously some confusion here, but hopefully the next 6 episodes clear everything up for us, and the confusion is no more.
I watched the next episode and I still don't know if he was possessed or not.
God damn it.
Yeah. So that's why I don't know. I'm still I'm not faking it. I literally do not know.
I think I'm choosing to believe he was possessed. And he's being controlled.
Yeah, cuz like I said, I'd be very mad if he went back on his own promise, cuz at this point you're as good as married. You don't go back on that promise.
Unless he really thought this was the only way to save her.
Like we said, his Anakin Skywalker moment. But, still, at this point, they've had a conversation.
But he's still keeping things from her.
And he promised.
But he's still lying about things to her. The bangle being one of them. So.
Shinsong, why are you like this?
He loves too hard. That's the problem.
Jung Hong never lied to her. That's all I'm going to say. I don't want to start trouble, but...
Oh, an important thing we didn't talk about. Chong Hong basically tells Lanhua and, the whole field that, yo, your man Shinsong knew who you were from the get-go. He saw you in the mirror. He saw you marry me. He knows that you are the goddess. But he didn't tell you.
I don't like this. Let's go back to the happy moment. Let's go back a couple episodes.
Yeah. So Jelly this is another part that was confusing, but also I think I got it. So Jelly goes to Lanhua's home, the fake version of her home, Arbiter Hall. Was that what it was called? Arbiter Hall?
Arbiter.
The fake one. She's imprisoned there, basically, by Shinsong, as you said earlier, Seff. And the soldiers are destroying her flowers, again, as you said.
Oh, that breaks my heart,
As they're leaving, Jelly is disguised as one of the soldiers, and Lanhua is like, please help me. Obviously something's wrong. Something's happened. He must be forced into this situation. There's no way he would do this. Blah, blah, blah. Help me. And Jelly thinks back to what her other her side things are, which
her obligation,
right, with the Haichi woman. She's thinking of that. She's thinking her own fiance is his life is on the line, her life is on the line, and here's an opportunity to take Lanhua back to that woman, right? And so it skips to them on this beach, and Dragon Boy is on the ground, and she has Lanhua, and the Haichi woman, basically Dragon Boy appears and he's trying to protect them, whatever, ends up on the ground. He's wounded or hurt or passed out. I don't remember.
Well, his poison, I think, is like really
acting up. Yeah, and the Haichi woman is like, I have the antidote, and then Jelly is like, well, I'm not giving you Lanhua until you give me the antidote. Like, I'm not dumb. And she has this like golden powder thing that she's like, basically that could disintegrate someone or something. It was literally that. Just dirt. Sure. Yeah, she was lying, but whatever. So the woman is like, fine. She gives her the antidote, and she grabs her man and leaves with Dragon Boy, and Lanhua stays. But then as the Haichi woman goes to Lanhua, she realizes that she's not actually present. She's not there. No, she's a fake. And so Jelly actually, for once in her life, came up with a plan that worked.
Yes.
Is that what I'm understanding here? Like, she figured out how to trick the other woman to help Lanhua and her boy without actually killing anyone.
Mm-hmm. That's exactly what she did.
She might die, though. That only saved him. I don't know about her.
That only saved him. We don't know what happened to them in the end of this episode.
Yeah, they just disappear. They go poof.
So, I don't know. We have to wait and see.
Yeah, so potentially she just sacrificed herself for both of them. I don't know. We'll see.
Because she loves them both. And the way that, so basically I think it was this episode or the episode before, she overheard Dragon Boy and Lanhua talking about her and like talking about how she's finally found family and found a place to belong and she feels safe and secure. And it's like you see her so like not conflicted but like sad about like what her life's become and like what she has to do because she didn't expect to love them.
What she has to lose, really.
I know.
And episode 30 ends with Chinsong is in his fiery throne room. Possessed, ? Not sure.
Yeah, not sure.
And Lanhua arrives. She runs towards him. She's like, please do something. Like, obviously,
I think he's
something's
sorry.
wrong.
I'm cutting you off. I didn't mean to. But I think he said, like, I'm just remembering now. He said something that, like, he's using the evil, is it evil Kai? Something. And he's using it, and then everyone's like, no, you won't be able to, like, manage it. It'll consume you. And he's like, no, I can handle it. So I don't know if he was possessed. Now I'm just trying to remember.
But his sword is possessed. And when she sees the sword, that's when she's like,
she has her Padme.
You shouldn't have this. Yeah, she has her Padme moment. Like, you're going down a path I can't follow.
Yeah. But what made me, so maybe he is possessed, but he thinks he's not. I don't know.
Oh my god, you know how Anakin, like, chokes Padme in this
scene? That's what I was getting.
The way he puts the sword up to her throat is literally that. Oh my god.
There's choking?
Yes.
Hello. Oh my gosh, yeah, the choking. Breaks my heart every time.
Oh my god, I didn't know this.
Okay, well, listeners, we're going to be doing episodes 1 to 3 of Star Wars.
Oh god.
Come and see it on Romance and Monsters. Yeah, and basically he tells her that he's never loved her, that all along he knew exactly who she was, and he was always gonna just use her for his own benefit. And she refuses to believe it. She's like, there's no way. I know that's not true. You're hiding something from me. You're doing this because there's something you can't tell me, blah, blah, blah. And yeah, basically that's how this episode ends. This is the first time that we end in a very, very bad spot, just because it wasn't like the end of a scene. It was halfway through a scene. So
yeah, I was like,
yeah,
how?
really. This is one heck of a cliffhanger, really, because we don't.
Join us next week as we discuss the finale.
Right. Right.
And this conversation.
So, I have a question.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Is the reason why he's sacrificing Orchid, is it out of jealousy because he found out that she was with
Chang'e?
She goes off into the field? Yeah.
I think he's past that.
He's past that, right?
I think he's secure in his feelings for her and her feelings for him.
Doesn't he say to his brother, literally, because she's the woman I love, and I was friends with him once, and I know they wouldn't betray me, so she'll come back.
But he used was, though, on both of them. So it made me think like, oh, like he really thinks that she ran off with him, because I have this here where was like the emphasis, like.
Yeah, it was emphasized, but I don't know. I don't think it's that. I honestly,
no,
like, honest to God, think it was the whole like bangle thing, and it can kill her, and he doesn't want her at all to like be anywhere close to a sword, or like to be anywhere close to like the soldiers to release them. So I honestly feel like if she has this bangle on, she will die, so he needs to make her hate him. That's how I interpreted it. But I mean, that's just me watching it, and I was like, I knew what he was doing. So like I had that idea in my head as it was happening, like as like this whole scene was happening, that I was like, I think that's what he's doing.
But also, you've seen the next episode, so do you know something we don't?
No, honestly, okay. When you watch it, you'll be like, because I like I said, I don't know. I don't know if he was possessed or not. Hopefully, you guys can help me answer that. I literally am not faking it. I don't know.
Fine. But I'm gonna guess that means he's back to normal next episode, and you were real confused.
No, I don't. I stopped it. Like, obviously, I finished the episode, and I was like,
She's like, I don't remember episode 31. I
see it in her eyes.
Could not tell you.
I remember it. And if you saw my tweet,
momentary amnesia on your part. Okay, that's fine. Anywho, do you have any theories for the final 6 episodes?
They're gonna live happily. They're gonna leave happily ever after. They're gonna go through like their hardships, and they're gonna break up, and there's gonna be crying, but they're gonna end up together. Again?
How many times have they broken up?
I don't want to. I know, right? I said I want to burst your bubble, but honestly, I feel like they keep emphasizing this marriage between Changhong and this goddess that I swear to God, I feel like it's gonna happen, but he needs to pull a resand and crash it.
When they were looking in the tree, there was the wedding as mortals, which happened. Was there also a wedding where it's really her as the goddess and him as the god of war?
Yeah. Yeah,
and
that's
that
why
hasn't happened.
That's why Diane was like, I've seen 2 weddings. One has come to pass. The second hasn't happened yet.
I remember that now.
Was that in that one episode? I'm going to go back. I want to pull up screenshots. I need to see.
Oh my God. You're telling me that with 6 episodes to go, we're still going to somehow end up with Changhong and her getting married at some point?
I will write
and that's
if
the
that
wedding
happens.
where they were really unhappy.
Yeah.
That's the wedding when they were really unhappy. And I was like, well, clearly something happens because they don't look happy. And that at that point in the story, I was like, they should be because they're in love with each other. Huh.
Yeah.
What if they all died?
Oh, man.
At the end, no one gets married, no one lives happily ever after.
You'd rather them die than be alive.
I don't know.
Alive.
I think I'm just gonna prepare
people.
myself just in case.
Nah.
I would think they end up together, guys. I don't see it being that.
No. They do. It's a happy ending story. I can confirm that. Listen. They can go through a lot more shit as long as in the final moments of this show we get Lang Hua and Shin Song out in a field with their kids running around and them being happy and Shin Song smiling away at life, and the whole camp is reunited with their men. And everybody's happy, and the power of love has surpassed everything else and has won the war in the end. And the fairy kingdom and the moon tribe are at peace with one another. And everyone has learned from their mistakes, and they will not be repeated. And everyone that was unhappy is now happy. And everyone that loved someone is married to that person and living happy ever after.
Take a breath, Marge.
Then I'll be happy.
Okay.
And literally, the kids are literally just because I need confirmation that they had sex.
That they fuck?
Yeah. That's all. I just need to know that they fucked at some point.
Yeah. I agree.
Do you think we're going to get a wedding for them or not?
I would hope so. If we're getting 2 weddings of Lanhua and Changhong, if we get 2 weddings for them, I hope we get 1 real wedding.
Maybe we get something like small and intimate with just them 2.
I'd be down.
Like, the gazebo.
Imagine them pulling a Sarah J. Maas where it's like, you never see the weddings that matter. She just skips over them.
You're the only one laughing right now. That will not be cool.
Can you imagine though? Oh god.
Now I'm stressing about their wedding or no wedding. What? Like,
do you think she's gonna die? I think she's gonna die, but she's gonna come back. These people tend to die in these books. I'm not gonna lie, but they reincarnate like immediately.
Who knows? Maybe Seff does. I feel like she knows.
Episode 31 begins and like it's her dying.
I'm literally shrugging, listeners.
She dead. Anyways, we've gone on way too long already as it is. So hopefully you guys enjoyed this episode. As I said, there will be 1 more episode after this one, and it will be on episodes 31 to 36. How many times can I say the word episode in one sentence? But there you go. 1 more time. As always, if you have anything you would like to add to our conversation, obviously the questions that we asked throughout, it might be a little bit too late at that point, but if you have any comment you would like to add to our conversation, feel free to find us online. YouTube is always the best place to do so if you want to drop a comment, because it's very easy and convenient for us to just like reply. But you can comment on any other platform. You can find us on Instagram at Frozen Lover, that's me. Instagram is Romancing the Monsters Podcast. Twitter is the RTM Pod, and we also have a Gmail account. So it's Gmail account.
Are you good, Marge?
Also, why am I tired all of a sudden?
I'm exhausted. I don't know. It just hit me.
We also have an email address.
We do.
romancingthemonsterspodcast@gmail.com. TikTok, Romancing the Monsters Pod, and YouTube. Just search for us and you should be able to find us and subscribe while you are on there. If you're looking for me specifically, as I just said, you can find me at Frozen Lovers on both Twitter and Instagram.
You can find me as on both Twitter and Instagram at this book.
What is that?
Rewind. And you can find me as on both Twitter and Instagram at But This Book.
And you can find me, Seff, on both Instagram and Twitter at Pros with Wells. And also, please feel free to, subscribe to any of our podcasts on
follow, leave a review, do the things.
On any podcast platform that you can do so. And also, you can rate us on Apple Podcasts and leave a review if you'd like.
That's super helpful.
Yes.
Yeah.
That is so fake.
This is so bad.
I
think we should just end it.
See you next week, guys. Bye.
Bye.